Hi, students. I think you can hear me, ne? Hello. Okay. So we have to do so much of exercises and more questions from the last week's one. We are going to discuss after 10 o'clock. After interval, we are going to discuss those questions and get some strength in those areas. But I have to tell you important thing that we are going to start the biggest unit in entire physics. And I have just already sent you these tubes, right? This tube for vectors and this big one for the mechanics first part of the motion. Did anybody receive this already? Because it was speed fast. So normally receive within like 1 or 2 days. Did anybody receive it already? Hello, students. Did any of you receive these tubes already? Huh? Not to? Yes or no? Yes or no? No. Okay. You will probably receive it by tomorrow because in the election in these days the process will be little bit delayed, little bit. But still we have to believe that it will receive. Yesterday I posted all these and you wouldn't believe I had to stay there almost like 5 hours. I thought like I will never send in speed post because all the pension people, the pension day was yesterday. Then the pension people just swam to the post office. Then I went to one of my friends' home and just went to there, and it was like almost 5 hours session. That's why I don't like to send one by one. Normally, once in a month, tube sending is okay, but this was like only two weeks process now. So after another 2 weeks, I had to spend the time. That's why I just decided to send both the tubes together. By the way, this lesson is all about the physical nature, what you can see and just what you have experienced so far, whatever you see, and the physical interaction with the normally like direct contact, forces and energy relationships. By the way, so this lesson has a very big impact in entire A level syllabus. Okay, namely like all the other lessons are completely determined by this lesson. So only very rare cases you can omit this one and move through with having a very slight knowledge. So these lessons are going to be electronics. You can just avoid this for somewhat electronics. Huh? Then and another part, optics. These are the only two parts that you can just manage without having a sufficient knowledge of mechanics. So this lesson is a very weighted one, and it has its own marks, as well as this will finally determine your overall mark content, because all the other lessons are mainly based on this knowledge, and the heat lesson somewhat you can just manage with having slight knowledge about this one in heat lesson as well. That means thermodynamic part. Sorry, thermal physics, thermodynamic you need. So that is how it is. So here we have to pay more attention to this lesson. So here I will tell you what is the mark value for this one. Normally, the first structured question, the first one, first structured question, is mainly based on this one. But this is volatile. In certain years, the persist structure can be mainly based on a measuring instrument. In other years, sometimes it can be based on certain lesson like properties of matter. You don't know about that. 25 students still don't know about that. But for 24 students, we recently concluded that properties of matter, right? So it is a future lesson. Sometimes it will be filled with here, but mainly like more than 75 to 80% of the A-level content in the past few years. First structure question is mainly normally based on mechanics. So there is a certain range of like 5 marks ready made, but it is not fixed for some years. But there is a completely ready made 7.5 marks out of 100. I'm not talking about out of 1000, out of 100, a fixed one. In the first essay, there is a what 7.5 marks. Altogether, what is the availability? About 12.5. So there are like 8 to 9 MCQ directly. If I count it like 8, normally about 20.5% of the A-level marks will carry from this lesson. The more importantly, sometimes it might just reduce to like 16 to 15, because if the structure question is missing. But rather than the quantity of the mark given by this lesson, the impact of this entire mechanics lesson on the other lessons will count a lot, will count extremely high not. So you have to pay more attention to this lesson. I will have to also like force on you. So far I didn't ask you for your homework sheets and stuff. I send the midweek worksheet. If somebody just send me the answers, I normally check their answers, but I don't have the time to mark. But whenever you send, I normally just check all the answers, because I can, with my experience, I can look at the answer and determine whether your process is correct or not. If there is a mistake, I normally send voice messages to those students sending me the worksheets. They know that. I check it and I say like voice message, you made certain mistake over here, you made certain mistakes over here. If I don't say anything, that means your worksheet is picture perfect. If I say something, that means your worksheet has some shortcomings and faults. And I have to tell you one important thing. Today I am starting this lesson, but I'm not in a really good health condition. Actually, I'm suffering from a very bad fever, right? But I still try to manage to give you the best. But internally, I'm like burning. So I will try to continue the lesson until to the end. But if I just can't finish, just manage it only for today, because you know that whatever happened to me, but I do the class. That's my way. But so far, from the online history from 2020, I have only couldn't do 3 classes, 2 for 24 students and 1 for 23 students. 25 students, I have never stopped any single day. For you even, I am going to continue under any hard condition. That is the thing called courage. Whenever you are also sick, you try to stay in the live session. Because if you miss the live session, video session will also affect. But the problem is, it's not that effective like when you are in the live session. Okay. So this is the way how it will distribute marks. So for the first part, I will give you some introduction about this lesson. Very rough introduction. The first part of this lesson is normally like motion. Motion. This includes normal motion things, you know, like distance, displacement, acceleration, velocity, mean velocity, this all the things together. And something you didn't know in O level, equations of motion will be there. This is the first time you are going to see them. And graphs of motion, relative motion, and also normally you normally introduce motion, then explain relative motion, and finally go for here. So normally relative motion, basics of motion, relative motion, and equations of motion. But I would like to put it to here because relative motion part is somewhat you need good understanding of dealing with motion and understand. So that's why I just flip the order to next point. And the projectile motion, projectile. So the motion part will be over with this one. After, we will have to deal with forces. This is where you will find the inclined plane, Newton's laws of motion, and many more. Right. After that, you will be learning momentum. And here, this one include force, include very big things. Okay. Apart from Newton's law of motion, equilibrium, and many more. So after momentum, we are directly going to learn energy, work, energy, and power. Work, energy, and power. That is a very big lesson. Once that lesson is over, we have to learn about circular motion and rotational motion. Don't think about those things. It is like moving of a fan, revolving around the earth, around the sun, like those type of motion. You will get to know. So finally, fluid statics and fluid dynamic. Then you will be get free from this lesson. It is a long process, even though these topics are very roughly explained here. Right? This is where the real physics begins. You have to work a little bit smartly, little bit more, and you have to pay more attention to this one. You may have to do like a little bit spending more time, contact to me and ask more questions. There are a lot of things to be done, right? It is not easy method. There are no easy things. But I try to explain everything, making you more comfortable with this one. I will give my 100%. You have to give at least 50% from your side. That's enough for me. If you give all 100%, perfect. Right? I am day by day giving you more facilities. I think everybody is here now. So I'm going to show you that thing again. I sent this to you yesterday along with the new one for the new lesson. You will most probably receive this by today, right? Not today, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. So normally speed post reach within 1 day because of the election card distribution. It might be really jamming there. But you can track if you want to. I can send you your own slip. Then you can just put that in the relevant website and track and see where is your post. If it is stuck somewhere closer to your regional post offices, might be stuck in your regional post offices because of the election, just contact there and get the tube from there. So normally, so I just increase my quality day by day. You can see the car, not only the car, you will see the content inside, theory, everything is explained with good examples and all the equation derivations and the tips for solving questions, simple example questions, and there are like theory understanding, simple, see, simple questions, right? And all the very big theories, including graphs and all the simple, small variation even included as theory. But I am requesting you to read. I'm requesting you to read, right? Everything. Because you will learn more things, because in this class, I'm not giving you very big notes, because I want to limit the time to giving you notes, but to explain more, right? I would like to explain more. With all the questions, everything is explained, and simple exercise again. See, again the horizontal projectile and the vertical projectile, everything is included. Concept comprehension questions are a little bit tough. It includes many such questions. After that, exam model questions. These are really tough. Really tough. Normally, in my past experience, only 3 students could manage to do this alone for the past 5 years. Only including 1 biology student and 2 mathematics students, all of them qualified to universities like of medical college and engineering faculties. Those who did this question alone. And I have included something here, 10 questions. These 10 questions will cover all the tricky parts in the entire what? Sorry, motion part. Then if you can manage this one, no question can fault you. All the tricks, and it includes MCQs and really quality term test paper questions to give you an understanding about what is the amount of questions may ask in the term test, right? You have to firstly prepare for your term test. If you get really good marks for the term test, your morality will be just boosted. Your confidence get boosted. To do that, you should have to see what is the term test content normally. Then after, you have to prepare for how the MCQs may work, because essay question and essay question normally not coming from this part alone, because this is a very simple part. From the mechanics, there might be a very small part related to motion, but normally essay questions coming from as a mix of Newton's laws, momentum, moment, and energy, and the rotational motion. These are the hard points. Then I included a certain another feature. This part is what? A QR code. So this QR code will drive you to the link, YouTube link. In that link, it will give you all the instructions. So once I finish any exercises, because this lesson is a tough one, so I decided to no. I'm not sharing PDF to anybody. I'm sending you only the physical tudes. Okay. I have already sent your one too. So each simple exercise to hard exercise, everything I make a YouTube video and upload the link to that particular small YouTube video, and you can get the instructions for the discussion in that one, as in the comment section as well as in the description. So I will do entire question review, and in the same video I will share another link for the Google Drive link to get you the solved answer structures. Okay, only people with the QR can link to the video, because it is not public. It is a kind of like unlisted video you can only watch if you have the QR. So don't lose this book. It will be really valuable. You can understand my normal procedure, how I'm going to continue with this lesson. Okay. Let's start the first subtopic of this one, motion. Before that, open a very big topic called mechanics. Very big topic, mechanics. Come on. Mechanics. Under that, write this way. Another small subtopic, mechanics. Under that, very small subtopic, linear motion. Linear motion. Linear motion. Linear motion. Okay. What is the meaning of motion? Huh? What is the meaning of motion normally? If you know. Moving. Yeah, more specifically, if you know. Okay. I'm watching you. You send me answer, I can see. I'm in this position now. I have shifted to another position. Another position. Another position. Towards you. Away from you. To the left. To the right. Up. What? Time to time. Ow. Okay. Whatever. That means time to time you change the position. I was here. I'm now there. So that means with the time I have changed my position. Okay. Now write this in a line. New line as a definition. The study of change of position. The study of change of position with time. The study of change of position with time is covered in this topic. It is not an actual definition. It is an introduction. Sorry, not the definition, introduction. Covered in this topic. Okay. Now write this in a new line with the star point. There are certain topics to be covered in this chapter. Okay. Now write one of such point. Write it like distance. First subtopic is distance. What is the first subtopic? Distance. Okay. First subtopic is what? Distance. Let's see. What is distance? Do you have any idea about distance? Do you have any idea about distance? O level, if you know. Okay. If you don't have any idea, just write distance as a subtopic. Length between 2 points. That is also correct. What else? That is also correct. Yes. Yes. Very good, Tejasvi. So write the subtopic like distance. And with the symbol, write D or L, whatever, with the measuring unit, which is simple M, D O L O, the measuring unit is simple M. And let's write the definition. For the new students, they might not know. So everybody listen to. I repeatedly telling the students to do something. Whenever you are writing a definitions normally we used to write like a star sign. But I told you normally the star sign is normally for a important point. Then you might think why definitions are not important. No, man, definitions are the most important, extremely important. So just an important point and extremely important point are two different. So you may have to, I normally use a hashtag or a dollar sign for this. You can assign certain one of hashtag or dollar sign, no, any specific sign to specify this as a definition, because in the A level, normally they ask definitions to write, and sometimes without the definitions, you can't just create the answer for the question. If you don't have the idea of the definition, that means you don't know deeply about that particular topic, right? You don't know definitely about certain particular topic. What does it suggest? You might not be able to catch it, right? So use any of these symbols and write the path, the path, the path traversed, the path traversed by an object, between two locations, or 2 points. You can write like 2 points also, 2 locations or 2 points. It is something like this. And also write this important point, with the star point. Distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity, so only has a magnitude and no specific direction. Okay. It can be this. See the path X, and I'll draw another path Y. Path Y. And path Z. Okay. Path X, path Y, path Z. Okay. Now copy this, but don't do this mistake. In my Piliyandala class, one of the girl, she just look at the board and try to draw the exact thing. No need to draw exact thing. You can draw any similar shape. Don't waste time. Quickly copy this. Okay. Until you do copy, I'll drink some water and quickly come. Okay, understand? X, Y, and Z. Now write the next subtopic, displacement. Displacement. Okay, what is the meaning of displacement? Huh? What is the meaning of displacement? Yeah, I can give you two different definitions, but you can choose either of them. So write the topic, displacement. Displacement. So your symbol is not D. Your symbol is not D. It is going to be S. And the measuring unit is meters. Put these things. Displacement. Now write with a star point. Displacement is the vector quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Okay. Many students sending me the correct answer. Displacement is a vector quantity. So it has a displacement is a vector quantity. So it has a what? Magnitude as well as direction. Magnitude as well as direction. Okay. Now let me draw something like this. Point A to point B. Point A to point B. A straight line. This is what displacement is. Displacement. Displacement. Okay. Displacement. Okay, Lamai. Now tell me, why am I using S for displacement? Does anybody know? Because when I was in A level, I had this problem. When I asked the sir, he said like this answer. He said like, for the distance you have already taken D, you can't take that again for displacement. That's how he said. I had a curiosity. No, it should be another reason. Then I found, referring to another book. So, shall I tell you a certain interesting fact? You know, chemistry students still know, but O level, until to O level, you have done chemistry in science. For sodium, you don't use S. You don't use SO or something, because S is already given for sulfur. SO might be any other element. They use Na for that. Why? The Latin alternative of sodium is natrium. That is why. In the same way, potassium you can't use P because it's given for phosphorus. PO you can't use because it's given for polonium. So the Latin alternative is kalium. You can use K. Like in the same way, for tungsten, T can't use, Tn can't use. So why? Now you are using what? W for wolfram. In the same way, mercury, you can't use M, but you use Hg because it is hydrogen. Like in the same way, for the displacement, we have a specific Latin word. Before going for that, I will tell you interesting fact about displacement in Sinhalese. We used to call it like Vistapane. Like in the same way, in the Latin alternative was spatium. Nothing will be asked in the exam, but for your curiosity, I'm telling you, it is spatium. That is why we use S. Spatium means space. So that's why we use S for displacement. Okay, no need to write. I only explained you for your curiosity. Right. Now let's write the two definitions. Number one is the positional difference. Positional difference between two locations. That's very heavy definition. Na? It is a very heavy definition. Positional difference between two locations. Heavy one. Let's write the light definition. Write the light definition now. The shortest distance between two locations or points. You can write like points even. Okay. I hope you understood. The shortest. I will redraw again. From A to B. This is what my displacement. Okay. That's it. Now write the next subtopic. Very simple one. You have learned in O level as well. Now I'm moving. Now I'm changing my distance with time. So now you have to go for change of distance with time. Write the next subtopic. Speed. Speed. Right? Speed. Speed. Okay, Lamai. What is the meaning of speed? Huh? Yes, Tejaswin. But you can just minimize the weight and write, because in physics there is a chance. Yeah, there is a chance if you just write the near definition with simple words, even including the key terms, you get marks. So write it like this, not rate of distance only. All right. Original one is like this. Don't write. The original one is like this. The rate at which distance change with time. The rate at which distance change with time. This is what the original definition. But let's write a very light version of that. The rate of change of distance. That's it. Enough. The original thing is too heavy. Just write the rate of change of distance. Not unit time, because unit time is the different part. Rate means time already included. Rate means change of distance over time already included. Okay. No need to write time again. Now write this point in a new line. Another definition for this. Now write the change of distance per unit time. You can write either of the definitions for the distance, speed if they ask. First one is what? The rate of change of distance. Second one is the distance change per unit time. Are you happy? Understood? Okay, Lamai. Now start writing the equation. The speed speed is equals to distance over time taken. Time taken. Right. Copy that. Now you might be asking me, sir, you just use S for the displacement. Now you are using S again for speed. Don't worry, that is the nature of physics. We use P for what? Momentum. We use P for power. P for many other things as well. So don't worry about that. Okay, Lamai. So what is the unit it should be for displacement? Yes, I will tell you. Displacement is also a distance. That is the shortest distance. That is why I told you the shortest distance between 2 points. Form of a distance, yes. What is the unit? It should be here meters, here seconds. So in the topic, inside brackets, write the symbol as S, and the unit is ms minus 1. ms minus 1. Right. Let's quickly go for the next point. Write the subtopic. Velocity. Velocity. Let's copy. I hope you have copied this. I'm going to erase this, students. Velocity. So in the brackets, write the symbol. Symbol is V, and the unit is ms minus for this one too. Right. I gave you definitions, two definitions for the previous one. Here you have to change only one word from it. What is it? What is the word you are going to change from the previous definition? Tell me, what is the word you are going to change from the previous two definitions? Yes. You are going to remove distance from it. You are going to replace displacement instead. So write it. Write it. So first definition is going to be rate of change of displacement. Previously distance, now displacement. Only first thing to understand hardly, the rest is very easy. The rate of change of displacement. Now write the next one. Displacement change per unit time. Okay. Have a good look at velocity. Velocity is equals to what? Displacement over time. Displacement over time. Displacement is S over T. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . So you can just get the cross multiplication of this one and write it like this result. S equals to Vt. But for majorly we use V in form of U and use like this. S equals to Ut. These are very important results that you have to remember. Okay, Raman? I hope you understood. Right. The next thing is something very important. Write this in a new line. Acceleration. Next subtopic is acceleration. Can you tell me the definition for acceleration? Yes. 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 Enough. Enough. Now write the definition. The first one. The rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity. And the second option is, this is also important. Second definition is alternative one. Change of velocity per unit time. Change of velocity per unit time. Okay, let's write the basic definition, sorry, equation for that. Acceleration equals to change of velocity over time taken. Time taken. Copy this one. And the equation will be look like this way. Simple one is A for acceleration, change. How to represent change in physics equation normally? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Yes, yes, yes. That is called this letter, Greek letter delta. It is delta. Delta means just what? Change. We found this in the units and dimension part. I told you delta is just a symbol. It has no dimensional value. It interprets what? The change. Delta V over T. Copy this. Okay. Now I have to consider how to get the change of velocity. Does anybody know how to get the change of velocity? Then I will write like this way. Change of velocity. How are you going to take any change? Very good, Vidusana. Very good, Tejaswin. How? The way is, yes, final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity minus initial velocity. So now I'm going to substitute it over to here. What is delta V? Delta V equals to V minus U. Okay. Copy accordingly. Now I'm going to change the equation. Acceleration is equals to, let me erase this equation. Acceleration is equals to final, you write in complete words. Sorry, I will write like final velocity, no problem. Final velocity minus initial velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity over time taken. Copy this. Okay, students. Right. Let me include these things in the simplified equation. Final velocity means V, initial velocity means U over T. And mark this equation as equation X. Mark this equation as equation X, because this equation will help in future derivation of equation. Mark this one as X. Okay, Lamai? Enough, ne? Okay. I'm going to erase. Now I'm going to check your comprehension with a simple question. Simple question. Start to write this one as an example. Example question, na? A boy started to ride. A boy started to ride his bicycle. His bicycle towards north. Towards north. His bicycle towards north. At a constant velocity. At a constant velocity. For 400 meters. For 400 meters. For 400 meters. A boy started to ride his bicycle towards north in a constant velocity for 400 meters. And he instantly turned to east. And keep riding with the same speed for another, and he continued to ride another 300 meters and stop. 300 meters and stop. Now write this in a new line. No, don't write in a new line. In the same line. It took 100 seconds for him. It took 100 seconds for him. Number 1, draw a relevant diagram for this. Question number 1, draw a relevant diagram for this. Number 2, find out the distance traveled. Number 2, find out the distance traveled. Number 3, find out the velocity. Displacement. Find out the displacement. Number 4, calculate the velocity. Calculate the speed. Last one, calculate the velocity of the boy. Now start to do. It will maximally take 2 minutes. It will maximally take, oh, wow, wonderful. Just draw and do it. Very simple, yeah. You can do it with your mind, but I will give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes is too much, ne? 1 minute. They just been sent me all the answers before even me to finish the question. Very straightforward question. Very straightforward question. Yes. Okay. Vitusana also sent me the answers. My physical Nigambo class is also in the same time, same day. I finished the same lesson today. I could see many students just got the answers without showing the steps. You can do that only for MCQs. Nobody is there to check your steps. But in structured and essays, you have to mention all the relevant steps, not the unnecessary steps. I will tell you what are the unnecessary steps as well. I will show you. Now keep all attention to here. Now put, yeah, looks sound correct. Have a good look at. It is something like this. You have to draw this one as 400 meter. Your starting point, you can mark it as A, no problem. You can mark it like B, even though in the question it is not mentioned. Now you turn to the east and write another 300 meters, and that is the C. Have a good look at it. Now this is the displacement. I don't know. Displacement is a question mark yet. Because these are what perpendicular to each other, because north and east are like this, north and east. And there is a small compass over here. See, in the small compass, north and east, southwest mark. So no need to look at these things. You already know north, east, south, and west, like this, perpendicular to each other. So have a good look at. Firstly, you have to find out distance. Number one, how you have to show like distance equals to 300 meter plus 400 meter. Don't directly write 700 meter. So this simple step, marks will be added for those. Number two, actual. This is the number one. Now number three is going to be displacement. S. How to find it? You have to use your Pythagoras knowledge. Why? It is a right angle triangle. You have to firstly state according to Pythagoras theorem. How? According to Pythagoras, R square equals to P square plus Q square. Okay. See what is R? It is AC is equals to, now put the values, 400 square plus 300 square. Now I'm telling you, unnecessary steps means don't show how you are going to solve it. Don't show how you are going to solve it. Write the equation, substitute. For the final thing, you can write the final answer. 500 meters. You can write. You don't want to show how you are going to do it. It is like this. Here it is going to be like 1640, and here it is like 940, and it is like 2540, and like taking the root of 500 meters. These steps are not needed, unnecessary steps. When you are writing something, you have to write the initial equation, then substitute. Do other steps on the rough worksheet if you want for the final step. Because you are not supposed to write all the unnecessary steps and fill the steps. No. Essential thing is you have to solve like, you know the equation. Next thing is you know how to substitute. Final step is just show the final answer. That's all. Because your maths knowledge is tested in O level. It is not going to test again in A level. Right. Now the next thing is you have to find this speed. At least you have to write the symbol equation. Symbol equation is at least must. It is like 700 meters divide by 100 seconds. So the speed is 7 meters per second. Right. Now have a good look at this, velocity equals to displacement over time, 500 meter over 100 seconds. So the velocity is 5 ms minus 1. Understand? Because you got a small answer, you only consider the displacement to find out velocity, not the distance. Distance is a big value, but the displacement is relatively low value. Understand? Can you understand it? Hello? So this is the way of writing a proper answer. This is the way of writing a proper answer. Learn that skill as well. Because some of the students I see, I feel really sad about them. Because they know the physics. They know how to use equations and the knowledge. But their answers are without the steps. They get like 50 marks, 55 marks maximum. Because they lose marks for not writing the steps. Okay. Now write this in a new line. Mean velocity. Mean velocity. Mean velocity. Now write with in a double star point as a condition, not a definition. As a condition, any motion not under this condition is not applicable. Now write with a double star. Motion of an object performing what? Uniform acceleration or deceleration. Uniform acceleration or deceleration can only applied in this theory, because if it is moving like this type of motion are not going to mention. It should be uniformly accelerating like this or uniformly decelerating like this, right? It is not stopping and moving and jerk type of motion. No, it should be uniform acceleration or uniform deceleration. Okay, right. I will give you an idea. Have a good look at if something start to move with you for a certain period of time, it ends that period with velocity of v. Velocity of v. I will get it in more clear information in numerical values. Okay. Imagine it was moving under 5 ms minus 1. Ended at 15 ms minus 1. Then my problem is If you consider the entire motion as 5 minus 1, it is like this. Is that reasonable? Is that reasonable? Yes or no? The entire motion. You can definitely see there is an acceleration. No. If you consider I told you it is like this. No. If it is like higher velocity of 50, no. These parts, it has traveled in low velocities. Like in here, if you consider like 8 ms minus 1, example, in the middle it is like 9 ms minus 1. Here it is like 14 ms minus 1, like that. So it changes. So technically, you can't use 5 or you can't use 15. No. That is where you have to go for the mean velocity. Okay. As an example. As an example. Now imagine you have 3 subjects. So for the subject physics, imagine you get like 90 marks. Or worse marked like 20 marks. It can happen. Okay. The same student may get really high marks for ICT because it is comparatively easy in a term test. Now, the same student may get sometimes 98 marks for mathematics or biology or very low mark like 50. It can happen. But somehow there is another box in your report cards that is called average. You add all the marks and you divide by the number of subjects. What are the number of subjects here? Only 3. Now I can see now the favorite batsman in modern students is I think Kusal Mendis, isn't it? For many students, I'm pretty sure. But some students, he might be the most hated one. So now somehow, in recently, I could see in posts, Kusal Mendis fans were posting, "Bala kochchara bannala Kusal Mendis thama වැඩිපුරම ලකුණු ගහලා." That means even though you are scolding him, Kusal Mendis is the highest scorer in the calendar year so far. But we got very high amount of matches. Then the people against him mentioning about look at his average. Actually, it's a very low average, like a tail end. Somehow their fans are just saying like he's the best scorer. Other people commenting about the average. So average means total runs divided by how many times he got out. Now in the last week, Pathum Nissanka became the highest scorer. And his fans saying he has scored the highest as well as average is also higher. It is like 56 something, very healthy average. But here, how to get the average in cricket? You get like the total marks, total runs, divide by number of wickets he has fallen, now number of times he got out. Like in here, we have only 2 non-variables. What are the non-variables? 5 ms minus 1 here and 15 ms minus 1 here. Only for this example, in generally, u and v. So you can write the mean velocity like in this way. Let's write the simple equation. No need to write the word equation for this. U is the initial velocity plus v are only 2 variables. You to find the mean, divide it by 2. This is one of the way. Quickly copy. Quickly copy everything. quickly copy everything. Done, eh? Okay, I'll give you another 20 seconds maximum. I think I gave you enough time. Now write. Sorry. Write this equation as equation y. Write this equation as equation y. It will help in us to derive other equations. Equation y. Now there is another way of interpreting it. How to interpret? You consider the displacement. You can't say it like total displacement. Why? You can say like total distance, but total displacement, how? There's only one displacement. We did vectors in the last week and got to know more about resultant vector. Here the displacement is the resultant vector of all the distance. So only distance, and t equals to 0 here, t equals to certain time here. If we consider the motion as in mean velocity, you can write the mean velocity in this way. How? Displacement over total time taken. You can just write t, no problem. Displacement over time taken. Right. Write this equation as equation 10. Okay. Copy this. Okay, Lamai. For this one, we kept reading and reading and reading and reading and writing many things. Now let's get like a 2-minute break night, not to go anywhere. Just take 2 minutes and read whatever you have written so far. Whatever you have written so far. Just read whatever you have written so far. Whatever you have written so far. Just read. Now, how about this? About all this? Understandable or not? Hello, Lamai. Are these things well understandable? Mm-hmm. By the way, firstly, I want to give you some your brain with relaxation and go for the next point. So let's talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. So is there anybody who can just talk to me now, turning on their mics? If you can't, I'm not going to pause you. Is there anybody that who can talk by turning on their mics? If yes, just say yes. Hmm? No, no, just say yes. I want to ask you some things. Hello, is there anybody? I will only give 10 seconds. If not, I'm not going back to teach you. But I want to talk some important things with you. Even in a message form, even if you are not confident in talking publicly, aren't there anybody? Okay, at least like message way, just drop a message. I want to communicate with you regarding. Are you okay? Okay, okay, okay. There are. Now tell me, how do you feel physics out of all three subjects? Yeah, message way is better. Okay, no problem. Simple answer. I'm asking like, how do you feel physics as a subject? You say like easy. Others better than chemistry. Okay. Where do you go for chemistry, Nuksan? Huh? Oh, can't be. He's a really good teacher. He's a really good teacher. Okay. By the way, hmm, might be you don't like the subject. Somewhat physics is little bit hard for me. Yes. He's a good teacher. Though it's very tough for me. Might be you don't like the subject. That's why. Both complex and easy, fun when learning. Okay. Everybody, pass your comment about how do you feel, because I want to get everybody's comment and get listen to me. I have normally like a picture perfect memory, so I remember your name and your comment and everything. Not too hard. Okay. Others. Ah, proper understanding of the subjects makes easy. Yes. Good. Best comment so far. I wish I could have that memory too, sir. I can help you to develop that memory, because one of these students just asked me the method. I just told her the method. I think she's just enjoying the benefits now. Than saying hard, physics was so interesting. Detailed explanations makes us understand more clear and easy. Okay. I will personally tell you, because in this class it will take a very long time. I can't publicly say it even, because I don't want to people to steal my method, but I would like to give that method for my students very happily. I will like to give that method for my students. Not today. Just ask me. Flow is easy. I haven't studied so much. Can you drop that message again? I was just reading and message vanished. Can you copy and paste that message again? Ah, you forget. Hmm. Okay. From all the comments, I could realize that there are some students they feel it tough for them. Yes, it is a tough subject. I have to tell you a fact. It is a very tough subject. In the world standard, normally most of the students fail physics. In Sri Lankan standard, most of the students fail mathematics combined. But somehow physics and maths both are very hard subjects. In Sri Lankan exam system, most of the people fail mathematics. In maths, you have to spend more time and practice. Interest in learn physics because I joined to your class. Sir. Okay, thank you very much. The thing is, physics is very actually hard. Some people just asking me, seriously, you are doing online classes? How can you teach online? Because can students understand it's the toughest subject in the world? Then I said, with my teaching techniques, students are really fond of it. That's what I said. Because online classes are not for everybody. Firstly, I have to tell you, not for everybody. There are people, they don't have disciplines, they can't learn. That's why I teach maths first. Sandustika, you joined in the last week. You don't know about my mathematics classes I just conducted parallel to this physics. I normally teach the maths before starting the lesson. So I'll give you my math tunes I provided, and if you want maths related videos recorded and stuff. So normally I teach the mathematics part before going for the physics part. Okay. Yeah. It is a tough subject, yes. But the most interesting subject in the world because you are learning about the world. One said like, thought like physics is the horrible subject earlier. Now she just understand physics like very easier because of my teaching. Okay, thank you very much. But the thing is, physics is really tough, but the most interesting. Yes, because you can interpret whatever happening around you thanks to physics. Shall I tell you one story? When I was a child, I was very curious for everybody. I normally I would like to jump into the rain or under heavy rain and try to catch raindrops. I think you might also have tried it at least once in your life. Then I target certain raindrop and go after it and catch it. My problem was I target it and just go after it and catch it. Because I was a cricket too, I wanted to practice catches even, which is run up. My problem was those raindrops were falling at a very low speed. I could see when I throw a stone up and trying to catch it, it's very hard because the stone is coming at me with a very hard speed. Even a cricket ball, things are coming at very hard speed. When I see a falling small coconut, small thing, what is it called? Kurumbet in Sinhala. I don't know, the very small infant type of coconut falling at a very high speed. Even a mango, very high speed compared to the raindrop. I had a big problem when I was like grade 2, 3. I thought raindrops are coming from very high in the sky from the clouds. I was thinking why it is, but it is traveling at very lower speeds. Then in the physics class, when our sir started about to teach viscosity, I realized because of these viscous drags, my problem was in those days just completely vanished once the physics sir taught us viscosity and the terminal velocity. There's a thing called terminal velocity. Then I felt, wow, I know this. Wow, that's how I said. But that terminal velocity concept is something killing for many people. Out of 100 students, only somewhere like 20 to 30 students may understand perfectly about terminal velocity because they have not experienced that thing in their life. If they have, but they have never thought of it. And this is a biological process. In grade 5, I think. I realize it by myself. When you are in a certain AC room or AC vehicle, when you step out, you feel extremely high temperature in your body, high heat. Haven't you feel like that? When you are in a AC room for a very long time and you step out, you feel your body is getting instantly heated. Haven't you experienced this thing? Why do you think? Why do you think? I realized it as a grade 5 student. The reason I thought like in the AC, you have to maintain your body heat, right? AC means cold conditions. You are just producing heat inside your body. It takes more time to produce. Once you step out of the AC room, still the heat production mechanism will keep working even though the AC condition is removed. I realize this is why it feel heated. You are from Polonnaruwa, yeah? Everything can be explained in physics. Okay, so physics is absolutely interesting if you just try to understand the key concept behind it. But physics will be really unnecessarily hard when you are not going to understand the reason and you are going to eat the books. පොත් කණ්ඩ කියොත් එහෙම වැඩේ අවුල් යනවා. ඒකයි මම කිව්වේ that is why I spend more time on explaining rather than giving you very long notes. In my theory tunes, all the additional points are included. See, examples like how it is happening in a circular path and everything. All the retardation and negative acceleration, everything are included. Once I teach you acceleration, retardation or negative acceleration, if I give you another 10 to 15 lines or not, it is a wastage of time. That is why I included all these things with highlighted events. And question, what is the Schwartz equation? I didn't say anything single word, but I included here. The steps of solving these equations. These additional details I normally include in here. Reaction time and stopping distance. These are something additional points. So that's why I include all these additional points in this nice theory. See? Wonderful, ne? You will most probably receive it by tomorrow. Okay, now let's start this back. So for these people enjoying it, you can enjoy. Those people feel it like super hard or uneasy, just personally contact to me, just drop me a message, get me a call and ask me the way how to develop your studying habits. I think everybody in this class now, pretty sure, not with low IQ students, because the low IQ students can't stay so long with me because I teach to the point. If I teach the things to the points can only be understood by people with really good IQ level. All of you are really good IQ level students. But the problem is some bad study habits. So just give me a call, just drop me a message and ask me, sir, are you available to call now? Then I'll tell, yes, you can. Just get me a call and ask me for the tips. I can give you different options for different students. So once I talk to them, I can clearly get some idea about the student. So according to the student, strategies may change. So I happily give you all the options. Please get maximum yield. Okay. Shall we continue with this lesson and understand the next steps? Okay. Say okay. Okay then. can I tomorrow or can't I tomorrow? I got a message like, can I tomorrow? Can't I tomorrow? I couldn't see that message. Can you drop me that message again? Somebody said like, can I tomorrow? Can't I tomorrow? Tomorrow, after 6:30 in the evening you can, but before 8. Before 8. So I have a narrow gap of about 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with no classes. So you can call me around 6:30 because that is my arriving time to home after physical class, 2025 physical class. Okay, right. Now, right. Now, right. Equations of motion. Equations of motion. It's not a very big deal. I have to tell you one important thing. Try to understand how these equations were derived. But it is the process is not in our syllabus. They don't ask you, but try to pay all attention and try to catch up the way and how to derive. If you don't understand the relevant mathematics in that, don't worry. It's not necessary. Only thing is you to remember 4 equations and apply those 4 equations. Applications I'm going to train you today in the on the spot live worksheet. But derivation I'm going to show you now. And also in dispute, the derivation processes all included in detail to you. See, in detail to you. So nothing to worry about. So let's start up with the first one. Now, right, from equation x, from what? Equation x. Okay, what was the equation x? A equals to v minus u over t. Isn't that? I will show you step by step. You can cross multiply. Cross multiply means you can multiply this. And it becomes what? At equals to v minus u. For the students with mathematical difficulties, we can just flip these two signs. Okay. It becomes v minus u equals to at. Now you can bring this minus u to the other side. So the equation finalizes like v equals to u plus at. This is the first equation. Copy it. V equals to u plus at. Copy it faster. I'll only give you 10 seconds. Okay, enough, man. Now write from equation y and z. From equation y and z. Okay, what is y? V equals to v mean equals to u plus v over 2. This is what equation x. Y, sorry. Z was mean velocity was displacement over time. Displacement over total time. Right. Both stands for the same thing. So I'm going to equal equation number z to equation number y. So it's going to be what? SC over T equals to u plus v over 2 in a bracket. Now you can cross multiply this again to the other side. Now finally you derive the second equation, u plus v over 2 times t. I hope you can understand this. Straightforward and understandable, students. Quickly copy this within 20 seconds. Within 20 seconds. Okay. Okay, students. Right. Now this is the equation number 2. Now this single equation will help us to derive the rest of the equations. It is s equals to u plus v over 2 times t. Okay. Equation 2. Right. Now I can say like substituting what? Equation number 1 into 2. What is equation number 1? V equals to u plus at. To where should I substitute this one? If you have a good brain, now try to think where should I substitute this v equals to u plus at? Into where? Yes, Fasan, very good. Others? Yeah, Fasan is correct. Vidusana. Yes, but I'm telling you direct substitution. Direct. You can substitute these whole terms. V. T also can. Yes. Tejan correct. Others? To where? This entire part. Yes, Niluksan. This entire part stands for V. So that means you can substitute this value to here. Isn't that? This instead of this V, you can replace it with U plus AT. Ne? Yes. No. T is derivation. No. I'm telling like direct substitution. Direct. Now, yes, answer is correct. He sent me the answer here. Now you can write like S equals to U is already there. U plus what is V? V means nothing. U plus AT. U plus AT over 2 times T. Right? Now I have to do some more mathematics here. I will show you all the steps. U and U, it becomes 2U. And AT, I will write 2 in both sides here. 2 and here also 2. And this T will be remaining outside yet. So 2 and 2 cancel off. Now I am going to multiply T to both. Now you will get what? U into T is just UT plus what? AT into T is, and there is a division of 2, half And AT into T means half A T square. Okay, this is how I am going to derive the third equation. You don't want to understand this, but if you can understand, that is a bonus point. In the exam, they never ask, but it's a bonus point. Because in your school, they will definitely, some teachers show this, some teachers don't show this. But if you see this one, you might think, "Ani ape sir igannuwe naha." No, I teach everything. Okay. Okay. Your teacher showed you that. That's why you answered in passionately, because you have learned this already. I think your school teacher is a really nice one. Okay. Now, what can you do for physics? Physics good. Okay, have a good look at from from equation number one. What from EQ number one? What can I get from the equation number one? I can get T from it. V equals U plus AT. So you can subtract T out of it. V minus U over A. This is like equation Z dash. I can write it like, sorry, X dash. I can write it like X dash. From X. Sorry, it is from the equation number one. Equation number one dash. I can write it like equation number one dash. Now you are going to substitute equation number one dash on equation number two. Where are you going to substitute this? In this T. Instead of this T, you are going to substitute this whole part. Understand? This whole part. Can you understand? Because for the students with kind of mathematical difficulties might find it challenging. Can anybody is there anybody who don't understand this? Just drop me a message. I'll re-explain. I will give you appealing time of 15 seconds. I'm waiting. I'm pretty sure everybody understood it. Have a good look at. Now it is going to be S equals to U plus V over 2 times this whole part V minus U over A. Right. So I can get 2 and A commonly out. It becomes 2AS equals to V plus U. You can interchange U plus V and V plus U. Anything you can use. That means X plus Y or Y plus X. Both same. If you get more convenient way, 2 plus 3 is 5. In the same way, 3 plus 2 is also 5. These are the things called as axioms. You learn these things in your O level. If you have forgotten, that's why I show you this. V plus U, I can change it, and it is going to be V minus U. Okay. I would like to remind you certain beautiful science you learned earlier. Sorry, maths you learned. That is X plus Y and X minus Y means what? What is this? That means it is the difference of two square numbers. Difference of two square numbers. It is like this is as same as x square minus y square. It is grade 10 knowledge. Grade 10 maths knowledge. Okay. Now in the same way, what is the ask you? How can you rearrange this? How can you rearrange this? Tell me. Everybody, try to tell me. Look at this one and tell me. Look at this one and tell me. Look at this one and tell me. Okay, very good. Okay. Yeah, Pasan, Tejaswin, Vidusana. I saw your messages. That's why I said, yeah, Tejan. Okay. It is like v square minus u square. Now you can write it like 2as equals to v square minus u square, right? You can change these two and write like v square minus u square equals to 2as. I think space is not enough. Now I will write the final equation here. You can just remove this minus u to there and write like v square equals to u square plus 2as and finalize as the equation number 4. Understand? Can you understand? Say yes if you understood loudly. Yes or no, Lamai? Now I gave you all the knowledge you want for the session for today. All the knowledge you want to gain for today. Copy these things. Copy this one. Okay. Copy this. Another 20 seconds I would like to give you. Okay. Now let's have an interval. Let's enjoy an interval. So let's get an interval about 12 minutes or 15 minutes. What do you like? Because today was a very hectic, continuous lessons we learned. So do you need 15 minutes? Okay, it is a 15-minute interval because today we learned and learned and learned. 15-minute interval. Enjoy it. Don't leave the meeting. Just kind of like mute the meeting and go and just start the class back in 20 minutes. Okay, quickly. Have an interval.